Okay, picture this. You hear the deep, booming blast of a foghorn. You're on the bridge of a huge ship, but you're completely surrounded by a thick, silent mist. You literally cannot see a thing. Today we're going to break down one of the most critical rules for staying safe out there. So what do? This isn't just a hypothetical. It's a high-stakes moment where the only thing standing between a safe trip and a potential disaster is a specific set of rules, the crew's skill, and the tech they have in front of them. Well, in the world of shipping, the playbook for situations like this is Rule 19 of the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea, but you'll almost always hear them called by their nickname, the COLREGs. So what exactly does Rule 19 deal with? It's all about what to do in restricted visibility. And that's just what it sounds like. Thick fog, heavy rain, a snowstorm, you name it. Basically, if you can't see the other vessels around you, this rule is in play. All right, so reading the rules is one thing, but let's see how this actually works in the real world. We're going to step onto the bridge of a ship at night. It's completely socked in with fog, and we're going to listen in on the captain and the second officer. The captain kicks things off by getting a handle on the situation. I mean, with visibility that bad, your eyes are pretty much useless. All of the attention on that bridge is now laser-focused on the glowing instrument screens. At this point, the radar is their eyes. It's painting a digital map of all the unseen water around them. And you can't just glance at it. You have to watch it systematically. It's the only way to really understand what's going on out there. So the second officer reports what he sees on the screen. But did you catch that critical phrase? Bearing steady. At sea, that's a massive red flag. If another ship is getting closer but its direction from you isn't changing, it means you're on a collision course. You have to act. Now, listen to how the captain phrases that. He's not just asking for a plan. He's testing the second officer's knowledge of the rulebook. It's like a pop quiz, but, one with very, very real stake. And the second officer nails it. He recites the core ideas: slow down to a safe speed, have your engines ready to go instantly, and then follow these super strict rules about which way you absolutely can and cannot turn. And this right here is the biggest takeaway from maneuvering. That turn to port for a vessel ahead of you, absolutely forbidden. It's a huge no-no. The rule is explicit. You make a big, obvious alteration of course, and you do it to starboard. That is the safe play. And here comes the recommendation. The second officer proposes a clear, decisive action. We're not talking about a tiny, hesitant turn. This is a big 20-degree course change designed to make it very, very clear that they're getting out of the way. The captain agrees with the maneuver, but he immediately adds another layer of safety: sound the foghorn. Because in these conditions, it's not enough to be seen by radar. You have to be heard too. And here's the equipment they use for that. You just switch on the auto whistle, and it takes care of it, sounding one long blast every 2 minutes, exactly like the regulations demand. So making that turn isn't the end of the story. Not at all. It's actually just one part of a much bigger, standard checklist that every officer on watch has to follow the moment that visibility drops. The crucial thing here is that it's a whole ship effort. The captain has to be on the bridge, you post extra lookouts, you put the engine room on standby, and you're glued to the emergency radio. The entire ship's status shifts to high alert. Following these procedures down to the letter isn't optional, because, as you can probably guess, when things go wrong in zero visibility at sea, they go really, really wrong. 60%. Just let that number sink in for a second. According to the UK's Maritime Agency, that's how many collisions in the fog involve one single, totally avoidable mistake: going too fast. And that's exactly why proceed at a safe speed is the very first thing mentioned in Rule 19. Going too fast just steals your time to react. These rules aren't just theory. They were written based on the hard lessons learned from past disasters. If you ever read the official accident reports for collisions like these, you'll see they are filled with tragic case studies of what happens when Rule 19 is ignored. So after all that, after diving into this complex but absolutely vital rule, what's the single most important lesson we should take away from it? Well, it really comes down to the captain's words from our scenario. It's all about positive and timely actions. You have to be proactive, not reactive, decisive, not hesitant, and most importantly, you have to act early. And this leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. You see, Rule 19 was written for a world of radar and foghorns. But today, we've got technology like AIS that can tell you another ship's name, course, and speed from miles away. So how do these fundamental rules need to adapt? As our ability to see with technology becomes more and more powerful, the debate on how to evolve these essential, life-saving rules is really just beginning.